Hello, everyone, and welcome to my monthly office hours. Today, we will be talking about meal planning and grocery shopping. So let's just get started. All right, so the agenda for today is to learn effective ways to meal plan for your program. We're also going to talk about deals on shopping in the grocery store. We're also going to talk a little bit about reading the nutrition food labels. Also how to store fresh fruits and vegetables, and then I also have some resources that will be helpful for you all. So I always like to have that question just to have folks thinking, just so I'm making sure I'm addressing all the key challenges. But what are some of the challenges with meal planning? You can go ahead and use the chat box, just to list a few that you can think of off the top of your head. All right. I know time is always one. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the challenges with meal planning. So we have here, folks always say, yeah, there's not enough time to meal plan. And so the solution for this would be to not make a menu for every week, because of course that's going to become very cumbersome and stressful for you. So the best thing to do here is to have a basic meal plan that you can always rotate, and also don't limit yourself to 1 or 2 recipes in a month. Always create a themed night, so having like Mondays for Italian and Tuesdays for Mexican helps provide more flexibility in that area. So what I always suggest is just having a menu for at least a month or 2 months out, depending on how good you are at that. Having a menu that's expensive, that's beyond the week, will help you with grocery shopping. All right, so our next challenge. All right, too many preferences or picky eaters. This is my favorite. So you should always have a standby food. So what I mean by standby food is the food that you can always rely on when someone does not like their meal. So what I always say is like a whole grain bread with peanut butter, something that is nutritious and also meets the meal patterns for the child and adult food care program. So again, you want to also have a cup of peaches, things like that, so that this not only limits a waste of food, but it also helps with your meal planning as well. Just having a couple of those items in your shopping list helps with the process as well. The next challenge is motivation. Sometimes you feel lazy, busy, tired, or all of the above. I get it, we're all busy, and the hours spending with kids, it can become hard to create that list. But always remember that meal planning helps you plan your meals, and it helps you keep yourself organized in the long run. It's hard work at first, but again, if you make this a regular pattern, it gets easier over time. The next challenge here, we have our healthy meals take too long to make, and this is something I can definitely relate to when I'm making my meals for work. But again, definitely use your pre-cut vegetables and other healthy convenience foods sold in the produce aisle. So for example, the pre-cut onions or peppers, things like that helps limit your time. And again, theme nights help with meal plans. So again, Tuesdays for Italian, Wednesdays, so and so forth. Let's see, do we have any other challenges? Yes, so of course, my favorite, healthy foods cost more. So healthy eating can actually be healthy for your wallet as well. You can end up saving money when you substitute meat and sugary items for fresh vegetables and fruits, or even meat alternates like beans, lentils, things like that. Shopping at your local your local farmer's market can also help you save money in the long run as well. So it's a big misconception that eating healthy is expensive. So I always love to have a video during my office hours. I feel like it helps bring everything in. So I'm going to go ahead and play this short video, and let me know if you can hear the sound or not.
Hey guys, Do It on a Dime here. So in this video, I want to share with you simple ways that I save money at the grocery store, a significant amount of money for my family, and we buy a lot of fresh produce and healthy food. It's a big misconception that saving money at the grocery store is going to take a lot of time, or that you can't save on natural, fresh products. That's definitely not the case. My family's grocery budget is right around $90 for the three of us. And let me tell you, Carson eats a lot. He eats like a whole person worth of food, and he's like a quarter of a person. But anyway, here's how we keep that budget every single week. The first thing is having a meal plan. If you do nothing else to save on your grocery bill, meal plan. I have this big binder. I made a whole video about this. I'm going to link it down below. And I have all of our family's favorite recipes. I can take this with all of the store deals that are out that week, whether it's online or in circular, and see exactly what's on sale, and I go buy the meat. Whatever meat is on sale that week, that is what we are stocking up on, and that's what I build my meals around. Also, once a week for health reasons, as a save, we go vegetarian, and I love using dry beans. They're a lot cheaper than the cans. They go a lot further, and they're a lot healthier. A great idea is also to check with your grocery store when they do markdowns on their meat. Ours is every single Thursday. This is an easy way to stock up and free the access. Now, on fresh produce, whether it's organic or regular, the best way to get cash back is using the Ibotta app. It's completely free, and I've been using it for years. There's a bunch of products like bananas that you're probably going to buy anyway, and you're going to get a rebate on those. By the way, everything in this video was done in one shopping trip. I also picked up mangoes, something I was going to buy anyway. You just click the product you want. This one was 20 cents off, and then you complete these easy tasks like watching a video or answering a poll. I'm watching a video for this one. I'm going to set it a bunch of mangoes and watch it as I choose my mango. This is the type of thing that I'm doing now because it doesn't take a lot of prep work. There was a buy one, get one free. I always shop BOGO sales and stock up. There was also an Ibotta deal for an additional 20 cents off. Same here with this bread. I always try to stack with Ibotta when I can. An additional 20 cents off of something that was already buy one, get one free. And ranch dressing is definitely Charlie's guilty pleasure, so I did pick up one of these for him. Again, buy one, get one free plus the Ibotta deal. Another way to save is I only purchase things that I know that we're going to eat, that we're eating all of the time. I know they're really good for our families. I also don't go apocalyptic. I just stock up on the basics we need to sustain us for a few weeks, and I don't freak out when the shelves are cleared of good products. I promise you guys, deals will always exist. Every week there will be something new to make you excited. We're also making a move to be a lot more natural with our choices, and I love that Ibotta has a lot of those natural options, stuff that I'm buying anyway, products that I really enjoy, that you can get a significant savings on, especially when you stack those with a manufacturer coupon. Now, I don't use a lot of coupons, but I do order the store with maybe 4 to 5. So let me show you an example here. This 7th generation laundry detergent is $3 off with my Ibotta. It's $10.99. I have a manufacturer coupon that's $2, and my store is going to double that coupon because it's actually a super double week, which is a special that they run. So I'm going to get this for $3.99. I don't use laundry detergent, but I'm going to use this as a baby shower gift for one of my friends because those hyperallergenic detergents are really expensive, especially in those first couple of months. Also, here's another coupon that I use without an Ibotta. This is $1.99. I have a $2 off coupon. That's going to double to $4. I'm actually getting paid to take this organic coconut butter out of the store. Here's another one that I have, $1 off of snack balls. Those are going to double. I'm going to pay 50 cents a box for those. Again, I'm not going in with a swirling coupon, just a few for those extra savings, so I can get all of these groceries for less than $100. Also, don't necessarily need clearance items or coupons to get great deals. These are like the discount bins that are in my grocery store. I found a bunch of organic cereal for 50% off, so I bought 4. I just want to show you guys how I redeem those rebates with the Ibotta. You just scan the barcode, take a picture of your receipt, and you'll have a balance. This is typically the type of balance I get every 2 to 3 weeks, which is not bad at all. There's a lot of bonuses you can get by joining friends on Facebook. I typically choose to get cash just straight up to PayPal, but you can also get movie rewards. And these rebates work at pretty much any store, Target, Sephora, even the Dollar Tree. I'm going to have links in the description for all of these resources. How to get Ibotta is completely free. Where to go to get coupons, how I know which coupons to bring to the store. Like I said, I only bring a few of them. I
Okay, so in this video, I wanted to highlight it because she first had a lot of healthy options in her list, and she was just showing how she saves money using coupons, using apps, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in detail. Also, I kind of wish she told us what store she shops, because I don't know about you all, but there were so many sale items. You could see the tags, and I was just like, I kind of wish I had that kind of store next to where I live, because I will be shopping there. So again, we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but let's go ahead and proceed. All right, so supermarket savings, tips on how you can save money. The first thing is to keep a list that is easily accessible. I think a lot of people fall victim to this, but you always want to have a list, and you don't want to go beyond your list, because that's how you end up saving money. The minute you look at the end caps and you start pulling things, you're adding to your list things that you don't need. But at the same time, you want to stay flexible if you encounter a sale. So just like the example in our video, she wasn't shopping for meats, but she saw meats were available. So she bought them because they're on sale, and she's going to freeze them for something she's going to use later that week. The second thing you want to remember is to garbage check. Before you even go shopping, you want to make sure that you look and see what you already have in your pantry, in your fridge. You don't want to lose money by tossing food because it's spoiled. So again, don't buy beyond what you need. You also want to be creative. Use leftovers to make soup. You can use ripe bananas to make banana bread and make smoothies. All right, the third is obviously coupons, coupons, coupons. You saw in the video she had several coupons, several rebates. You want to use coupons only for foods that you would normally eat rather than extra. So if you have things on your list that are absolutes, like tomatoes, you want to definitely use coupons for those. If you have access to a computer, you can check online for coupons. You can subscribe to your Sunday newspapers. Again, you can use couponing apps like the one she was referencing with the Ibotta, Snap, Yowza. And again, do not forget that grocery stores often have loyalty cards, which is another way of saving as they offer discounts for cardholders and things like that. So you hear about CVS, Giant, your local grocery store, and how they have discounts for their members. The next is you want to check the expiration dates. Avoid buying a food that is past its prime. So you want to make sure you're checking to see when the item expires. So if it's approaching soon, you want to make sure you buy it. And if it's on sale, you want to buy that immediately and use it immediately. If you know you're not going to use it soon, do not buy it. So that's the main point here on this slide. Staple foods, you want to stock up on your staple foods. So staple foods would be like tomato sauce or canned beans, things like that. Again, don't forget to check the expiration dates. Normally these ones have an extended expiration date, but sometimes you never know why they're on sale. So just, again, make sure you check the expiration dates on these. Store brand savings, again, I am a Costco lover. I shop at Costco every weekend, and yes, I love the Costco brand. And they often say that sometimes the store brands are comparable to the name brands. So taste-wise, again, there is no major difference. So you can always end up saving your money by buying the store brands instead of the higher priced name brands. So again, you also want to make sure you prevent food flops. And what I mean by food flops is if you're trying a new recipe that week or that month, you want to make sure you check the preparation methods for those foods, because if you end up like messing up the recipe, you end up wasting food and you end up wasting money. So a good example would be for meat. So many produce departments actually have booklets and pamphlets and with descriptions on the items, what they taste like, and how to prepare them. That way you can avoid wasting or messing up the recipe. So always check out for that as well. The next one is to compare unit prices. I always used to get on my mom about this. She would look at a price for, like, let's say bread and say, oh, this one's cheaper. I was like, well, Mom, this one's bigger and it's more expensive. Again, just because it's bigger doesn't mean that it's more expensive. You can end up saving money depending on how much. So when I say compare the unit prices, you want to compare the cost per unit. So I have an example here. You have an 8-ounce jar of olives for $4.19, and then you have a 12-ounce jar for $4.99. And if you do the math, you actually end up saving more by buying the 12-ounce, even though it costs more. So again, you want to make sure you're comparing those unit prices. The next one is you want to look for secret price codes. So not many folks know about this, but when you go to your local store, you want to pay special attention to the price tag. You'll notice that some items end in 99 cents, 79 cents, things like that. That may actually stand for, so that might actually be a code for something. So normally items ending in 97 cents are items that have been marked down. So these are items that will more likely, basically if they have 97 cents attached to them, they are the only available item in stock. So if they run out of those, more likely they won't have it available in the back or anything like that. So as it's on sale, you want to grab it right away. So that's normally when I use the price code. If you're looking at a product and it's on sale and you want to make sure you can get it right away, that's the time to do it because they may not have any more in stock. So I have a scenario here. I just went through a list of ways you can save in the grocery store, and I wanted to see if you all can count how many ways Kim is saving money in this scenario. So every month, Costco sends Kim a booklet full of coupons. That afternoon, Kim went to Costco with her coupons and bought store brand items that were on her list. Kim bought a few items in bulk, compared unit prices, looked for secret price codes, and didn't go beyond her items of the list. Kim used how many super saving methods? So we have the option of A, 5, B, 6, and C, 7. So I'll give you all time to answer, and if you think you have the answer, you can go ahead and type it on the chat, in the chat box. Okay, so far we have one person that's answered. We have another that's answered. We have another person that's answered. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys the answer. So this is actually a trick question. The answer is C. So the first way Kim saved money was using coupons, so that's one. The second was she used brand name items in her list, so that's 2. She bought a few items in bulk. Believe it or not, buying in bulk can also save you money depending on what you're buying. Again, those things that are not, I forgot the term, but basically if you need something in bulk, you are saving money in the long run, especially if there are bulky items like, again, tomato sauce, things that you'll need in the long run. So that's the third one. She compared unit prices, 4. She looked at secret price codes, 5, and she didn't go beyond her list. Again, that's another way of saving, 6. Now, the other one that's missing is that she's a loyalty member because she has Costco. She gets the booklet. So that's actually a trick question. It's 7. So she's actually saving, she actually used 7 super saving methods. So we have a question here. Someone asked, why are brand names better? Again, brand names can be cheaper than sorry. No, someone asked, why are brand names better? Yeah, so, there's some confusion here. So she bought the store brand, meaning she used the generic version and not the brand name. So that's the way of saving, yeah. So, again, she had 7 ways that she saved because, again, being a Costco member, you automatically get loyalty points at the end of the year. So again, also remember that there are so many ways that you can save money, so it's easy to often overlook them. Okay, so my next question for you all is, what should you be paying attention to on the food label? Sugars, yeah, that's very, very important, especially if you're enrolled in CACFP. You have to limit the amount of sugars, portion size. Yep, serving size is definitely a big one. You have ingredients, yep, calories, sugar, fat, sodium, expiration date, absolutely all the nutrition info. So you guys are great. You guys are basically pros at it. I don't even need to go over this. I'm just kidding. So I'm just going to give you all a rough, run through on this, but things you definitely want to be looking for, as some of you all mentioned, serving size, that's the section marked in blue. The first thing you should be looking for is your serving size, and that is normally represented in cups, ounces, pounds, etc. The section in orange is your calories. And again, always remember, and this is something that they changed recently, but the calories are based on one serving size. So this means that your actual product may have a serving of 8 people. And it'll see, like, for example, here on the top in the blue section, it says 8 servings per container. This means that you will have to multiply 230 times 8 to tell you how much calories is in the entire package. So again, make sure you look at that. This is calories per serving. All right, so next portion in the nutrition label, you want to look at the yellow. The yellow are the % daily value. So this is when someone mentioned the nutritional info. That's absolutely correct. And for these, you definitely want to limit, so basically 5% or less of the nutrient tells you that that's low. So, for example, you see in the saturated fat, that is 5%. That tells us that we have a low amount of saturated fat in this product. Now, 20% or more of this nutrient is high. So, for example, you see added sugars is 20%. That tells us that 20% of that nutrient or sugar is high. You definitely want to limit the numbers in red on the top portion of the daily value section. You want to limit those nutrients, and the one in the green portion, you want to make sure you incorporate more of those nutrients. So, for example, you want to incorporate more vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium, fiber. Those things are excellent for you. This portion, the DVs, are definitely especially important for those that are enrolled in CACFP because you have to look at the amount of total sugar compared to the serving size. You want to make sure you look closely at that section. Other things to look for in the nutrition label, you want to make sure you look at the ingredients. This is listed by order of weight, again, beginning with the largest. Again, if you are in CACFP and you're looking for whole grain products, this is a method you must use because it has to signify that it's whole grain at the beginning of the ingredient list. Again, be sure to look out for sugar. Some healthy foods contain more sugar than you think. For example, yogurt, packed oatmeal, things like that. An easy rule of thumb, if you cannot pronounce the ingredient on the label, I like to say don't eat it, but most times they say you want to minimize these ingredients. So a lot of these things you'll see like acid or something. If you can't pronounce it, you want to limit that as much as possible, okay? All right, so storing foods, these are especially important, again, when we talk about wasting foods. Storing them definitely comes into play because depending on how you store it, they might go bad faster than they should. So items that should be stored in the refrigerator, I don't need to repeat this, but they have a list here, and I'm not going to go through them all. The apples, you know, apricots, blackberries, and certain vegetables as well, you want to make sure you store them. And for apples, in the fridge, you can store them more than 7 days. but if they are over the counter, you're going to store them less than 7 days. All right, and so for this list, these are lists of fruits and vegetables that ripen on the counter first, and then you could store them. Avocados are a good example. So you want to ripe them in the counter first, and then you want to store them in the refrigerator later. I couldn't think of any vegetables that you would do this for, and I'm not sure if they exist, but most times you want to definitely store your vegetables in the refrigerator. Fruits stored in room temperature only. Again, apples, you can store them outside the refrigerator no more than 7 days. Bananas, grapefruit, you name it. As far as vegetables, for garlic, onions, potatoes, sweet potatoes, you want to make sure you keep them in a well-ventilated area in the pantry. You also want to make sure you protect your potatoes from light and to avoid greening. For cucumbers, eggplants, and peppers, they can be kept in the refrigerator for up to 3 days if they are used soon after you remove them from the refrigerator. So those are some things to make sure you keep in mind. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the resources that I used for this presentation. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln Extension resource gives you 16 tips with examples on how you can save money when you shop. Also, the University of California, Davis has a resource that is great for those folks who need a reminder on where to store those fruits and vegetables. You can print it out and hang it on the top of your fridge as a reminder for you. So the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, has a resource for adults, and this will be beneficial for a lot of your staff as well to help you manage your symptoms and help you feel your best by learning more about the food label. We have great suggestions, great tips. I even use this resource for my personal use. Also, on the right side, you'll see another resources that says tips for parents, so you can also use this in your program. It's a comprehensive list of food label games that can help inspire your kids to learn about the food labels if you're going grocery shopping with your kids. So this will help make this a fun experience for the both of you all. And then lastly, we have, this is a resource that was developed by Nemours, but it was funded by the USDA. It is a toolkit intended to serve as a practical how-to-use guide for following meal planning for CACSP participants. It is my absolute favorite because it has 120 CACSP reimbursable recipes with nutritional information and a shopping list. This is actually like the best thing ever. So this, someone just asked me, where can I get this one? So this is actually posted on the USDA website, but we will also have this available on our Healthy Kids, Healthy Future website, and I was just getting to that. So our Healthy Kids, Healthy Future website, just want to make that public announcement again. We changed our name recently from Let's Move Child Care to Healthy Kids, Healthy Future, so do not be confused when you see that. And you can find these resources under the Nurture Your Healthy Kids, Healthy Goals, and you'll see, of course, there's a section on the left that says resources, and you'll find this, this presentation along with the resources that I just mentioned. So give us some time, give us a couple of days to post that, and then you'll see everything. I can also send it to you privately if you need to via email. So this is a great time to send out any questions. If you have any questions about anything I just mentioned, please feel free to ask. I know it was a lot to remember, but once you get the hang of meal planning, it's almost going to become like second nature. Okay, so yeah, I do have some requests for some of the resources, though. All right, so if we don't have any other questions, I'll go ahead and conclude this presentation. Again, if you have any other follow-up questions, my email is always available. I'm going to send my email now on the chat box. for you all. And thank you all for joining this session. I will definitely send another reminder for our next topic next month. So thank you.